I have a quote for you. Let me read it here. The synergy of transportation infrastructure with other forms of infrastructure and planning, that's where the real juice is for communities. This was said by Rob Pritchard, the chair of Metrolinx, Ontario's transportation agency, at last year's Hamilton Economic Summit. What do you take away from that quote?
Well, I think that we as planners and engineers have been integrating planning, land use planning and transportation planning for a long time. Started, though, in the last sort of 60 years since the last World War. We've been building suburban environments, integrating transportation and land use, really at the detriment of our urban cores. And Hamilton, I think you could say, is a classic example of a city that suffered from that overemphasis in one direction. What's really encouraging, though, is Hamilton and all kinds of North American cities are really experiencing a complete revival of an interest in urban living, families, young people, older people. That's really, really important because successful cities are the engines of our economy. And also, really, I think they bring out the best characteristics of human behavior. So that innovation and artistic kind of exploration that comes from the energy of a city center is really key. But because we haven't really paid a lot of attention to our cities, they need help. And I think that's really where the province of Ontario and the city of Hamilton completely understand that one of the best things that you can do for an urban centre like Hamilton is invest in high-order transit. So in this case, light rail. Really, really important. But to make sure that you get the full benefit of that, you need to look at the kind of communities you're trying to create around LRT. So LRT is so much more than a transit system. It brings an opportunity to really reimagine ourselves as a city centre. Yeah.
But I keep on hearing the term integrated rapid transit system. You know, for the average viewer who doesn't understand that, what does that exactly mean for Hamilton?
Yep. Well, it starts with a comprehensive network for the LRT. So the first order project will be what's called the B line, running between McMaster and Eastgate to start with, ultimately going all the way from Dundas to Stony Creek. Integrated then with a future A line, which will go from the waterfront right up to the airport. But even more important is those A and B lines connect with regional GO transit. So that's the kind of integrated network so that you can move easily within the city and then get onto an interregional system. So GO will be introduced on a two-way all-day pattern at the Leuna and I can't remember, but the station out on the east end as well. So fundamentally important to make sure that you get the full energy out of that kind of investment.